So hello guys, today's topic of discussion is paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria. Okay, so I'm going to discuss the mechanism and what happens and why is the name nocturnal and all those aspects. So let us start. So first we have to know what is it and the main points about this disorder. So first of all, it is an acquired disease. Okay, and this is not an extinct disease or any mutated autosomal recessive or extinct disease. It is acquired disease and it occurs due to mutation in the PIGA gene. Okay, there's a long name which you don't have to know, just know that PIGA gene is where the mutation occurs, and it ultimately results in or causes intravascular hemolysis. Now let us come to the mechanism. Okay, the mechanism of the disorder. So first of all, there is this PIGA gene. Okay, it is responsible for synthesis of glycosyl phosphatidyl inositol or GPI or GPI. These are known as anchors. Basically what they do is anchor certain proteins to the cell membrane. Okay, so there is this PIGA gene, mutation occurs in that gene, which is an acquired mutation, and therefore there is defective formation or absence of GPI anchors, right? Glycosyl phosphatidyl inositol anchors, due to which there is loss of membrane associated complement regulatory protein. Okay, so loss of membrane associated complement regulatory protein. So this protein actually have some functions which we are going to discuss later. First know this much, this is the main mechanism. So due to this loss of these proteins, there is RBC hemolysis. Okay, intravascular hemolysis of red blood cells. So hope you understand this much. Coming to the next part. So what is this GPI? What does it do? Okay, so suppose this is the red blood cell, RBC membrane basically, and I'm trying to give it a 3D look. So this RBC membranes has certain GPIs. Okay, so basically, yeah, this is what the look. Okay, and to this GPI proteins are attached. Okay, these are the complement regulatory proteins. Okay, there are transmembrane proteins, you all know that, you have studied cell membrane, and then there is this regulatory proteins which are associated with GPIs. Okay, GPI associated complement regulatory protein. Okay, let me draw another one. Okay, so basically in PNH 3 proteins are absent. Okay, the first one is CD55, second one is CD59, and third one is CD8 binding protein. Okay, so basically all of these are lost as they are GPI associated and GPI is absent. Okay, now coming to the next part, which is what are the functions of this GPI associated complement regulatory protein, right? And GPI full form glycosyl inositol. Sorry, it is not glycosyl inositol phosphate. It is glycosyl phosphatidyl inositol. Please understand, it was a writing mistake. Okay. So now coming to the function of proteins. So this CD55 is also known as decay accelerating factor, and what it does is it is an inhibitor of complement C3 convertase. Okay, what this C3 convertase does is activates complement, and complements result in the lysis. Activation of complement result in lysis of the red blood cell. So this CD55 prevents the activation. Okay, it inhibits the C3 convertase. Then there is CD59, which is membrane inhibitor of reactive lysis, and this CD59 prevents the formation of the MAC or membrane attack complex. Okay, this membrane attack complex is formed by cytokine, sorry, not cytokine, complement 5b and complement 6 to complement 9. Okay, all this form the membrane attack complex. So this CD59 prevents the formation of this membrane attack complex. Now what will happen if there is formation and activation of complement, right? Let us see what is going to happen, or what happens in PNH actually. Because this CD55 and CD59, all of these are absent, so only these two are important in the pathogenesis. The CD8 binding protein is not that important. Okay, so RBC with no CD55 or CD59, and imagine these blue bits or drawings as the complement or C3 basically. So this actually bind to the red blood cell membrane, and there is activation of complement. Okay, there is complement activation, and this is the membrane attack complex which forms pore in the red blood cell membrane, and due to this formation of pores, the cytoplasmic content or whatever leaks out of the RBC, there is inflammatory response, and this red blood cells get destroyed. Okay, all the cytoplasm is leaking out, there is loss of homeostasis, and therefore there is red blood cell lysis. Okay, so ultimately red blood cell lysis occurs, and this is the basics of the pathogenesis actually, and this results in a hemolytic anemia. Okay, and the hemolysis is intravascular, not extravascular, intravascular hemolytic anemia. Now the question is why it is called paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, right? So basically at night we have a shallow respiration, our respiratory rate is slow, relaxed. Okay, and therefore there is slight rise in carbon dioxide within the blood, and this results in H2CO3 formation, which ultimately result in respiratory acidosis, mild respiratory acidosis, and this acidosis actually promotes or lowers the pH, and therefore promotes the activation of complement. Okay, and therefore at night only it is more frequent, or more obviously this more what can I say, I'm not finding the right word, whatever, at night only this hemolysis occurs mainly, and therefore when the person wakes up in the morning, he has tea colored urine. Basically, why he has tea colored urine? Because at night the pH was low, there was RBC lysis, and there was hemolysis and hemoglobinuria. Due to this hemoglobinuria, there is tea colored urine. Now coming to the last part, what are the further complications of this disease? So basically this disease is a very mild disease and chronic. Okay, it is mild and chronic, and therefore as it is chronic, there will be loss of hemoglobin slowly, right? Loss of some hemoglobin slowly, and in the urine it occurs loss of hemoglobin, and along with that there will be also loss of iron. Okay, and this ultimately leads to iron deficiency anemia, right? We know that major causes of iron deficiency anemias are chronic bleeds, right? So this is an example. Slowly there is loss of hemoglobin and iron, and therefore in long term it may lead to iron deficiency anemia. So hope you guys like the video, and thank you for watching till the end, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Instagram page, Neighborhood Medico, and maybe later you can click the bell icon. Thank you.